Let's begin by talking about what is at the top of the palette. So I'll say the colors going from left to right. At the very top is cadmium yellow, followed by yellow ochre, cadmium red, burnt umber, alizarin crimson, and ultramarine blue. Now I'm starting to do a neutral combination of burnt umber and ultramarine blue. I'm going to mix that out and I'm going to mix a little value scale of that neutral. This is a neutral that I can use for part of the background in my grapefruit painting. So it's sort of surrounded by white, so I have a white background. Well, there's still going to be a spectrum of values there. So I'm giving myself that neutral to work with. This is also a really useful neutral to use if I need to darken another color. I can take some of that neutral and add that neutral into some of those darker areas. For example, in my grapefruit painting, in the occlusion shadows, in areas that I wanted to go really dark, I used some of that pure neutral, that burnt umber and ultramarine blue. Now I'm starting to mix out some yellows, and the cadmium yellow is a very bright yellow that is already very high and light on the value scale. So I'm using that cadmium yellow to lighten my mixtures. At the very top, I mix some yellow with some white to get some very light values, but I'm really being not using a lot of white in my mixtures. Okay, and then I also mix a purple with ultramarine blue and alizarin crimson, and I take that purple and add it to my yellow to make my neutralized yellows and my much darker yellows. So remember that, think back to your color wheels. When you want to neutralize and darken a color, you're going to add the complementary color to that. I also mix some other yellows for the yellow cloth that is under the grapefruit. They're slightly different yellows. The grapefruit tends to go a little bit warmer, and so I'm adding some more reds into that even to get some of those pink and orange hues.